Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Andrea. I'm about to do my episode review for episode 19, Heart of Darkness. First, let's show you guys my TVD nails. Finally, I can show them to you guys. This is a vampire sign. This one's the werewolf sign. This one's the witch sign, and that's just a little vampire thing-a-bubber. I did them myself, and that one says Vampire Diaries on it, but it's reversed. It's a MacBook. So yeah, they're pretty cool. Let's get on with my recap. The episode starts off with a Lark, and he's in the cell, and then Elena goes in there. She's basically like, I'm gonna take a road trip with Damon. You wanna object? And he's kinda like, well, shouldn't Stefan? And he's like, no, well, I'm gonna leave anyway, so peace. So you go to Stefan and Damon's house, and Damon goes, have you ever flown in first class? And she's like, who'd you have to come out for that? And he's like, psh, we use miles. And I thought that was hilarious because they've been around for so long, so they would have like a lot of miles. Elena looks at Stefan and she's like, Stefan! And he's like, just be safe. And I was like, so then we go to Mystic Falls High. And then they're doing this new dance thing. Then Caroline comes in and she's kind of like, what is going on? What is all this stuff? What is going on? I said the 70s, not the 20s. And then Rebecca comes out of nowhere. She's like, oh, you're finally here. And she's like, why did you switch us all around while I was gone? And then they're like arguing, but I like it because they're arguing like school, like what high school girls would argue about. So I thought that was hilarious. Matt pretty much is like, come on, just chill out. We can do both things. And they're like, no. She's like, Matt, don't lie. You liked my idea when I presented it to you. And Caroline's like, traitor. And then she walks out, and then Matt walks after her, and she's like, Caroline. She's like, good, she bought it, so you know that they're doing something there. Keep her occupied. And then I loved it because Matt's like, tell him I said hi. And Tyler, finally. Damon and Elena are finally in Denver. And we see how Jeremy's there playing some baseball. And then he's like, Jeremy. And then Elena's holding on to the fence. And he turns around Elena and they look so happy. And I was like, aw, bro, sis. Cute. You traveled here so I could talk to some dead vampire. Then Damon's like, yeah, so can you? He's like, yeah, but can we do this later? Because my friend just got here. And yes, Damon, I have friends. So I thought that was hilarious because that sounds like something Damon would say. He'd be like, psh, how do you have friends? Oh, hey, Cole, this is my new BFF. Boom, okay, bye, Damon, sorry. And then Cole's kind of like, sorry, I'm not really your friend. And then like, in the gut. And then just kind of like, oh, well, oops. Jeremy's like, dang, I can't believe that he's a vampire. And Damon's like, yeah, isn't it weird you made a friend? Have you met you? Jeremy's like, well, do you have a picture or something of Rose so I can, like, try to, like, look for her? And he's like, what, from our trip to Disneyland? I thought that was hilarious because I've always been talking about Disneyland in my recap vlogs, inside joke, with the dead family, traveling them to Disneyland. Jeremy's, like, trying to contact Rose, and then we see her, and I was like, and then Jeremy's like, Rose is here, and I was like, Rose, finally, after so long. Go to that cute moment to Caroline in the woods, and she's like looking everywhere, and then she finally sees Tyler, and he turns around, I'm like, hey, new haircut, Tyler, I'm digging it. And I was like, oh, and he's like, I miss you so much, and they kiss, and I'm just like, and then they're about to go have some cave sex, because they start ripping their clothes off, and then Matt takes Rebecca home, and then Rebecca's like, okay, what are you up to? You're being so nice to me, and you stood up to Caroline, what's going on? And he's like, it's sad that you can't even get a ride home without thinking there's something behind it. And then she's like, you're right. I'm probably going to end up doing this whole dance, and I'm going to have to compel myself for a day. And I was like, I'm sorry, Rebecca. I'm sorry. I'm going to hook you up with a date. I'm going to hook you up with Matt. I'm sorry, Elena. You know, I love Matt and Elena together, but right now, she's trying to do it with Stefan and Damon, so we're just going to let that happen. I'll hook you up with Matt. Oh, hey, welcome back, Mom. What's going on? Hey. She's like, give me a good reason why I don't have to kill you now. And you're just kind of like, oh, something's going on. He's like, because I'm dying. And then we flash back to Rose, Jeremy, and Elena, and Damon. And then Rose pretty much like, oh, I miss Damon. And I like how she goes, tell Damon I'm rooting for him and Elena. And she's totally on Team Delena right there. And I like how Jeremy's kind of like, what are you talking about? And she kind of looks, he's like, yeah, Elena, she says she misses you too. We go to Stefan and a Lark, and they're pretty much talking about, like, okay, you need to go to sleep so I can go in your head and get the other you to give me the steak. And then God's like, well, isn't this nice? So I found this upstairs, so I'm gonna take it. So he takes one steak, and he's like, and you need to fall asleep here. Let me kill you for a second. So he, like, kills him. He's like, good night, sleep tight. Okay, well, you need to deal with that, and I'll be upstairs. Damon goes to go get some ice, and then basically Jeremy kind of looks at his sister, and he's like, what's going on with you and Damon? And she's like, what do you mean? Nothing's going on. He's like, really? Because Rose says something. And she's like, what did she say? And then Damon walks in, so it's like really awkward, even though you know that Damon was already listening to this, so that's why he walked in. Flashback to Rebecca and her mom, and they're talking, and it's so cute. And they're just about to cry because she's like, you didn't tell me that I wasn't there for you every second when you cried out my name, when you and Nick Klaus fought all the time. I was so sad. I was like about to start crying there because it was so sweet. She's like, I was always there. And she's like, yeah, but last time you tried to kill me. Nobody deserves to live for that long. And I agree. I mean, I agree with the mom at one point, but then how are you going to kill your own kids? But it was just so sad. And she falls, and then Rebecca looks really weird, and you suspect something. You think that if her mom was really dead, she'd start busting out crying. She's like, she's dead. And then she looks at Klaus like, there's something wrong. And she's like, whatever. Anyways. But what we didn't know was that she was like being like taken over by her mom. Rest in peace, Mommy Original. Not really. I'm in my daughter's body now, but nobody's supposed to know. Switch to Tyler and Caroline, and they just had some great sex in a cave. Like this video for cave sex. Okay, that was awkward. And Tyler goes, did I mention that I missed you? Bad. I like how Caroline goes like, some point we're gonna do this in an actual bed, and he's like, yeah, I promise once I get this whole side thing down. And she's like, wait, I thought you were back. And I said, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping. Caroline's explaining everything that's been happening to Tyler, and it's so sad because she's basically saying how, like, you're screwed if Klaus didn't turn all of us because we're going to kill him. And it's so sad, and I was just like, poor Tyler. Like, I'm not going to allow that, okay? I'm going to be so pissed if they kill off Tyler. It's not even funny. Like, now the mama has a stake, and you just don't know who's gonna be next. Damon is drinking, typical. Elena's looking at him. Elena's like signaling him over to the bed, and he lays beside her, and he's like, you never told me that about what you did for Rose. And then Damon's kind of like, it wasn't any of your business. Lena's like breathing so hard when like Damon touches her hand. I'm just like, dude, you are breathing so hard. Calm down, Elena. Calm down. She's like, I'm just like, okay, you need to walk outside. And she walks outside, and she's like, don't, just stop. And then bam, she like attacks him, and then she starts like slobbering him all over the place, and they're kissing. And it's really awkward, and then I was like, you're being such a Catherine right now, Elena, just saying. Jeremy walks in, and he's like, Rose is here, Elena, I'm just gonna wait. And she's like, oh crap, Jeremy, and pulls him away, and I'm just like, well, look at who is learning to be just like her ancestor, Catherine. Found scary Mary chick or whatever, so they're gonna go find her. And then I was like, I was getting kind of scared when they were looking in that house, no lie. I was just kind of freaking out, then I was like, are you guys sure she's in this house? Because I'm getting a little scared, just saying. So they finally find her, and then Cole's really in there, and he starts hitting him with the bat. I was like, cool, maybe you should sign up for the Giants, or the Dodgers, or the Yankees, whoever, because you're doing good, buddy. I'm dying because, before that, when they're walking into the house, Damon's like, yeah, vampire hoarders, and I thought it was hilarious, because that house looks like some hoarder lives there. And then Alaric and Stefan are fighting, trying to get that thing at him, and he hits him really hard. And then it's like he finally gets at him, because he's about to kill him, and he's like, no, don't kill me. And he's like, it's in the cave where no vampire can enter. They go upstairs, and he's like, and then it's like Klaus and Rebecca, and then it's really awkward, like, why are you guys in my house? Like, what, why? And then Rebecca goes down to go grab Alaric, and he's like, we're gonna go get it. So they walk out to go get it. And then they're in the car, they're heading back home, basically, and Jeremy's in the back seat, Elena's next to Damon, Damon's driving, and it's really awkward. And then Rose is so sweet, and she's like, they had a fight. And she's like, you're young, you don't understand, you don't see what I see. He's good for her. He makes her stronger. Yes, Stefan's perfect for her, but Damon can be the best thing or the worst thing for her, but he makes her stronger. And it's just like, oh, Rose could like ship anyone into Delena right there. And I was just like, oh, this is so sweet. And then Jeremy just kind of like, shut up. I don't even know what's going on. I can't believe they're really banging behind Stefan's back. And I'm like, Jeremy, not yet. Almost to that point, but not yet. We go with Tyler and Caroline, and this is just so sad. Like, seriously, how are you guys going to bring back Tyler and give him, like, one of the worst days, like, ever? So he's walking back, and Tyler's in Caroline's room, and she's like, my mom said you can stay. And she's like, can we share the bed? No, you can go on the couch. And I was like, oh, that's so cute. Tyler's like, alright. And then he turns around and he sees the drawing the Klaus did for Caroline. And he looks at her and he's like, what's this? Klaus drew this? That's kind of creepy. Why would he draw this for you? She's like, I don't know. He's weird. Even when he's trying to be charming, he's like, charming? What you talking about, girl? Was he trying to hit on you? What the hell happened while I wasn't here? He was like, no speak, I'm gonna go kick his ass after this. Nothing happened, Tyler, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go find somewhere else to go sleep, so, deuces. Just in Matt's house. Caroline's like, I just got you back, I'm not losing you, I don't care what Damon does. we're gonna fight, and then the whole picture thing, and I was like, jealous, jealous Tyler. We go to the end of the show, and it's about to get so crazy up in here. They're waiting for the stick. She's like, go get it. So he goes to go grab it, and he's like, well, why would I give this to you if this is the only thing that has me alive right now? And he's like, you're trying to bargain with me? He's like, yeah, well, basically, I ain't trying to die is what I'm saying. She steps over the thing, and then he's like, hold up, let me step a few feet back, because this is getting kind of creepy. How did you just come in here? He's like, you're not Rebecca. And I was like, out of you all people, Klaus used your body. I'm Esther, and I don't want one original dead. I want them all dead. And I'm just like, holy crap! That is crazy. So that was my episode review. What do you guys think is gonna happen next week? I know it's the dance. To 20s, everyone in flappers, you know, it's gonna be fun. I have another YouTube page, youtube.com/AndreaLisette-Reyes. So just like random videos on there, don't have to do with Vampire Diaries, but sometimes I talk about it. One more time, check out these nails, because I am about to take them off because I've had them on for way too long, and it is doing way too much. So, the witch, the werewolf, the vampire, TVD, random ugly little thing. Bye guys.